My beloved soul, today I want you to perceive the worth you never had to prove to anyone, especially not to me. I have been watching you, not from a distant grandstand, but from the most intimate viewing box of your soul. I see your disguise of strength, your polished armor of competence, and your "I am fine" mask that you wear every morning. I marvel at your resilience, but I also see what lies beneath. I see the exhaustion in your spirit, the fine fissures in your fortress, and the Herculean effort you make to keep the walls standing. You have become the rock for so many, the safe harbor in so many storms, that you have forgotten you also need a port. You have grown so used to being strong that you fear what would happen if, for an instant, you were not. You fear that if you lower your guard, everything will collapse. You dread your own vulnerability as if it were an enemy. And in this performance of strength, you feel incredibly alone, because no one knows the true battle you wage in silence. But I know it. And today I have come to tell you with the most tender and unshakable truth. With me, you do not need to pretend. What I am about to show you next can transform your path, because your safest place is not behind your armor, but in my arms. I do not love you for your strength. I love you in your entirety, which includes your weakness, your weariness, and your tears. Your strength impresses me, but it is your vulnerability that moves me and attracts my power in a way your self-reliance never could. Today I invite you to lay down your weapons, to unbuckle the armor, to take off the mask, not to fall apart, but to eventually be entirely sustained. Before continuing this message, write this word of faith in the comments. In your presence, I find my rest. This is your first act of surrender, your permission for me to draw near beyond your defenses. Now, as the message continues, take a deep breath, and for the first time in a long time, allow your heart to admit the truth. You are tired, and that is okay, because I am here. My child, pay attention to what comes next, as your liberation begins with compassion for yourself. You need to understand why you built those walls so high. You were not born with this armor. It was forged piece by piece in the fire of life's experiences. Perhaps in childhood, you learned that love was conditional on your ability to not be a burden. You were praised for being mature for your age, for being the good child, and you learned that your needs and tears were an inconvenience. So you tucked them away, and the first plate of your armor was shaped. Perhaps it happened during a great disappointment, a friendship that betrayed you, or a love that abandoned you when you needed them most. In that moment of sharp pain, you made a silent vow. I will never be that vulnerable again. I will never give anyone the power to break me like this. I will be my own rock. And with every new wound, the armor became thicker, more impenetrable. Or perhaps you simply assumed the role given to you. Being naturally capable and responsible, people began to lean on you, and in your generosity you accepted. You became the family's problem solver, the friend's counselor, the professional who always delivers more than expected. The role became your identity, and the idea of admitting weakness felt like a failure, an abdication of your post. And so you continued, adding more and more responsibilities, more and more weight, until the weight became your definition of who you are. There is something essential you must grasp before moving forward. Your armor, which today suffocates and isolates you, was once your survival tool. It was your genius, your way of protecting yourself in a world that is not always safe. I do not condemn you for it. I honor you for your strength. But now I tell you the environment has changed. You are no longer in that unprotected battlefield. You are now in my safe garden. And in the garden, armor does not protect you. It only prevents you from feeling the sun's warmth and smelling the flowers. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments, I trust the Lord. By doing this, you strengthen your faith and share hope with those who also need to sense my presence to cry out. It is your declaration that you are ready to trust in a new form of security, one that does not come from the cold metal of self-defense, but from the living warmth of my embrace. If this message touched your heart and you wish to support this mission, click Super Thanks and help spread words of light, encouragement, and inspiration. It is time to retire the warrior and allow the beloved daughter to emerge. My precious soul, you might wonder what the cost of continuing to wear this armor of strength is. The cost is immense. The first cost is chronic exhaustion. Maintaining this facade of "I can handle everything" consumes a massive amount of energy. It is a constant performance that never has an intermission, and that energy you spend looking strong is the same energy you could be using to create, love, dream, and live. Your armor is stealing your vitality. The second cost is deep loneliness. Your armor protects you, yes, but it also isolates you. People may admire you, but they cannot truly connect with you because they do not know you. They know your representative, your ambassador, your armor, and you long for intimacy, to be known and loved in your entirety. But your own defense prevents that from happening. You feel alone at the top of your mountain of self-reliance. The third cost, and the most tragic of all, is that your armor blocks my help. I respect your will. If you insist on saying, "I can handle it," I take a step back and allow you to try. And I see you struggle, strive, and almost drown, when by your side is a lifeguard, an extended hand, a power that could solve your situation in an instant. Your self-imposed strength has become the biggest barrier to my supernatural power in your life. Your independence has become your greatest obstacle. What I am about to show you next can transform your walk. Your greatest strength is not found in your ability to do everything alone. Your greatest strength is found in your ability to recognize your need and surrender to my sufficiency. Your vulnerability is the portal to my power. Your "I cannot" is the password that unlocks the treasures of heaven. I, your God, am sending you a special sign. The sign you await so much is in this verse, 2 Corinthians 12:9, which says, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Write in the comments, "I receive this message and I am blessed." And send love to someone you love, declaring that God's grace is sufficient for them. If this message touched your heart, show your support with a super thanks and help spread this message of light. And before we proceed, let me lead you to something I prepared to further strengthen your faith. If you feel you need inner healing, spiritual reconnection, purpose, and prosperity aligned with my heart, there is a 31-day walk waiting for you. Every day was created for me to speak to you more deeply. The link is in the description and the first pinned comment. Now, let's continue. You receive more messages of light. Stop cursing your weakness. It is not your shame. It is your point of connection with my invincible strength, my blessed soul. So how do we begin removing this armor? How do you learn to live from this new place of safe vulnerability? The process starts with a sacred act, the act of presenting yourself to me as you truly are. I invite you today to find a quiet place, and there, in my presence, I want you to do something you perhaps haven't done in a long time. I want you to cry. Give yourself permission to feel the weight, the sadness, the weariness. Let the tears you have held back for so long eventually run. Every tear is a piece of your armor melting. Every sob is a chain breaking. Do not fear your pain. I am here to hold you. My chest is strong enough to absorb every drop of your suffering. Next, I want you to speak. Speak your naked and raw truth. Not your polished prayers, but what is truly in your heart. Say, "Father, I am tired. I am afraid. I feel alone. I do not know what to do. I cannot pretend anymore." Your radical honesty is the sweetest music to my ears. It is the proof that you are at last trusting me enough to be real. And then, after crying and speaking, I want you to practice the most powerful act of all: surrender. Visualize yourself literally taking off your armor, piece by piece, and placing it at my feet. Take off the helmet of mental control. Take off the breastplate of self-reliance. Take off the greaves of hurry and effort, and stand before me, unarmed, vulnerable. And in your heart say, "I surrender. I no longer fight alone. The battle is yours. My life is yours." Write in the comments a list of people, including yourself, whom you would like to forgive. Visualize each one, send them love, and say, "I forgive you and release you. May peace be with you." Feel the lightness and freedom forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice every day to strengthen your inner peace and release anxiety. Forgiveness, especially of yourself for not being perfect, is a crucial part of taking off the armor. Self-condemnation is one of the strongest rivets holding it in place. By forgiving yourself, you loosen it. And in this place of naked and honest surrender, something miraculous will happen. You will not feel weak. You will feel enveloped. You will not feel empty. You will feel filled. For the first time, you will feel my embrace, not on your armor, but in your soul, my precious soul. When you begin to live from this place of surrendered vulnerability, I begin to teach you what true strength is, and it looks nothing like what you imagined. True strength is not the absence of need. It is the recognition of it and the trust in my provision. The truly strong woman is not the one who never needs anything. She is the one who knows she is totally dependent on me for everything, and who finds her confidence in that dependency. She is not afraid to say, "I don't know," because she knows I am her wisdom. She is not afraid to say, "I cannot," because she knows I am her power. True strength is not the absence of emotions. It is the ability to feel them fully and bring them to me. The truly strong woman cries. She feels anger. She feels fear. But she does not allow these emotions to govern her. She uses them as an alarm system that points her to a need in her heart, and she brings that need to me to be healed and supplied. Your emotions become your allies, not your enemies. True strength is not independence, it is interdependency. The truly strong woman knows how to ask for and receive help. She sees community not as a sign of weakness, but as God's plan. She allows herself to be cared for, knowing that this does not diminish her, but replenishes her so she can better care for others. She builds bridges, not walls. There is something deep I want you to grasp. I am calling you to a strength that is soft, flexible, and relational. It is the strength of the oak, which remains firm because its roots are deep. It is the strength of water, which bypasses obstacles with persistence and grace. It is a strength that does not need to shout to be heard, that does not need to dominate to lead. It is the quiet and unshakable strength of a soul that knows who she is and to whom she belongs. And this strength, my daughter, is infinitely more powerful and sustainable than the fragile and noisy strength you tried to maintain for so long. My child, this path toward true strength and vulnerability will transform all your relationships. The first relationship to be healed is the one you have with yourself. You will stop being your own ruthless overseer and become your own best friend. You will learn to treat yourself with the same compassion and grace I offer you. You will honor your boundaries. You will celebrate your victories, however small. You will forgive yourself for your mistakes. The internal dialogue of criticism will give way to a dialogue of encouragement. And from this place of healthy self-love, you will flourish. Next, your relationships with others will be revolutionized. Since you no longer need their approval to feel valuable, you will be free to love them more purely. You will stop being a people pleaser and become a people lover, which is very different. You will be able to speak the truth in love, even if it displeases. You will be able to set healthy boundaries, even if it disappoints. Your relations will become less about performance and more about presence. Some relationships, those that only sustain themselves on your strong woman performance, may drift away, and that is fine. Let them go. They are opening space for more authentic relationships, for people who will love you for your truth, not your utility. You will attract friends who do not want you to fix them, but who want to walk with you in mutuality. And in your most intimate relationships, you will experience a new level of connection. Your vulnerability will invite the other's vulnerability. Your authenticity will give them permission to be authentic too. Your relationships will cease to be a dance of masks and will become an encounter of souls. Share this video with 2 dear people who need this message. Let's build a chain of love and mutual support together. Leave a comment with a prayer of hope. A simple, "Lord, heal my relationships as I walk in my true identity," is a prayer that aligns your heart with my relational work in your life. My precious soul, the ultimate purpose for me calling you out of your stronghold of strength is not just for your peace and the health of your relationships. It is for your ministry, your greatest pain, your greatest struggle, your greatest weakness. which you worked so hard to hide, is exactly what I want to use to heal the world. Your armor made you admirable but inaccessible. Your vulnerability will make you relatable and redeeming. While you were on your pedestal of strength, people could look up at you and think, I could never be like her. But when you step down from the pedestal and share your struggles, your scars, and your dependence on me, they look at you and think, if God could help her, maybe he can help me too. Your weakness becomes the bridge by which my grace travels to reach the heart of others. You do not need to have all the answers. You do not need to have a perfect life. In fact, it is your imperfection, surrendered to me, that becomes your greatest qualification. You will become a wounded healer. You will have an authority to speak about grace that no one who hasn't needed it desperately could have. You will have a compassion for the weary and burdened that can only be born of someone who has been there. What the enemy intended to use to silence and shame you, your feeling of not being enough, your weariness, your pain, I am transforming into your megaphone. Your story of how you stopped pretending to be strong and found true strength in me will be your most powerful message, and it will set more people free than your performance of perfection ever could. Embrace your story. Embrace your humanity. It is your point of contact with the humanity of others, and it is the point of contact for my divine power to run through you. My beloved soul, we have reached the conclusion of our conversation, but we are at the start of your authentic life. Your long performance has ended. The curtains have closed on the act of the strong and solitary woman, and now a new act begins. The act of the beloved daughter who rests in her father's power. From today on, your daily practice is one of conscious vulnerability. Start each day not with a to-do list to prove your worth, but with a prayer of surrender to receive my love. Say, Father, today I will not pretend. I am weak, but you are strong. I am needy, but you are my supply. I am imperfect, but I am yours. Guide me, sustain me, live through me. And throughout the day, when you feel the old armor trying to form again, when you feel the urge to control, pretend, or isolate yourself, stop, breathe, and keep in mind your new identity. Keep in mind that you are no longer alone. Keep in mind that your weakness is your superpower. And choose, once more, vulnerability over strength. This is not a path toward perfection, but toward presence. Your goal is not to never feel the need to be strong again, but to become faster and faster at running to me when that need arises. And I promise that every time you come to me in your honesty, in your weakness, and in your tears, you will not find judgment. You will find an embrace. You will find strength for the next step. And you will find the freedom and lightness your heart longs for. You no longer need to pretend. Your true strength has been found, and it has a name, and it is me. Rest, my daughter. Your battle is over. If this message resonated with you and your situation, write in the comments, I rest in your strength, not mine. Your words strengthen your faith and also light the path for others who need this light. Share your experiences in the comments. And before we close, I need to lead you to something I prepared especially for you. I have seen your search for inner healing, spiritual reconnection, a new purpose and prosperity coming from my hands. None of this is by chance. When your heart cries out, I open paths. That is why, through this channel, I have set before you a guided 31-day path, a process where daily I can speak more deeply to your spirit. This is not just an ebook. It is a road to restoration, alignment, and growth, created to strengthen your faith, renew your hope, and open doors you never imagined. If you feel this calling, access the link I have left in the description and also in the first pinned comment of this video. Start today this walk of healing, reconnection, purpose, and prosperity. I will be with you on every page, guiding your steps and lighting your way. If this message touched your heart, like this video and subscribe to the channel to continue receiving my word. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video.